So recently, I uploaded a video that was a quick showcase of Warigami and me playing through the game for the first time, start to finish. And by start to finish, I mean one encounter. However, the problem with that video is that I didn't provide any context for it, and it was very unintelligible and unintuitive for people that weren't familiar with it, i.e., everyone on the planet except myself. So this is a video that's just going to provide a bit of commentary and a bit of uh, provide a better idea as to what Wargaming actually is, what I'm going for, what the game is going to look like when it's finished, what I'm aspiring to, and what I've done so far. So, this is your main board. The objective of each of these games is to destroy the opponent's tower. The tower's got 10 health, and then you've got two little outposts on each side that, with this keyword, Tower Bond, damage dealt to them is also dealt to your tower. Uh, how do you deal damage? Good question. You use units. So you can see here that I've got a crow, and this is the deployable area that I can put him in. You can see that the outposts extend the range at which I can deploy these units. In order to play the unit, you have to fold cards that are in your hand. So, for example, if I wanted to fold the cockatrice, because I don't plan on using it, bam, bam, there you go. And now you can summon the crow. Uh, so, in terms of what folding actually does, you might be able to hear there that I'm now clicking on the cockatrice, but the cockatrice is folded. I can't play the cockatrice while it's folded. You can't play any card while it's folded in your hand. So you've got to balance cards that you want to play now versus cards that you want to play on future turns versus doing things currently. Um, you can also see on each card you've got stats. So you've got the cost up in the top right hand corner. The Chimera costs 3, the Unicorn costs 4. You can also see that each unit has its own different attacks, and they've all got different keywords. So you can see on the mouse that the mouse is the tiny keyword. So that means that it's small, which means that it can move through other units that would normally block its path. And it's got the agile keyword that means that it is able to move after attacking. The crow also has the tiny keyword, allowing it to move through tiles, and the agile keyword, allowing it to move after attacks. But also has flight, which allows it to fly over units as well. So I might hear you ask, what's the distinction between flight and tiny? Some units have the wall keyword, which says that it's wide and sturdy that prevents all non-flying units from passing through. Because it doesn't matter how small you are, you can't pass through a wall. Then you can also see that the mouse has 1 health and 4 speed. You can see that the crow can move up to 3 tiles here. And it's also got an attack that deals 1. The attack it has is charge. Charge and other attacks also have keywords. So, the keywords that attack has are momentum, which means that the unit is moved forward in the direction of the attack, and it has focused, meaning it can only deal damage to 1 unit when it attacks. So you can see here, if I were to use it here, I would slam into the mountain. If I go here, I'm then not carrying on through the mountain after I deal damage to it. I'm only attacking the mountain. The mountain also has keywords, as do other terrain pieces like the forest and the outpost. So the mountain has wall, because again, doesn't matter how small you are, you can't move through a mountain. Towering, which says that it blocks flying units from passing through as well. And then fire guard, meaning it's impervious to the blazing condition and therefore is immune to fire damage. The forest doesn't have any keywords. It basically just blocks off the path. So if I go here and I play the mouse by folding the unicorn, summon it, the mouse has to. The mouse can move through the forest, but other units, like for example the Chimera, which I currently can't play, wouldn't be able to because it doesn't have the tiny keyword. But the mouse can't move through mountains because of the wall. So that is the rough structure of how cards are put together, how you play them, and the actions they can perform. So you see here, I've moved the crow. I'm going to move him up a little further here. And then these triangles here denote the amount of health that a unit has. So if I take the crow and I attack here, zooms through, deals 1 damage to the forest, 5. Okay, I'll fix that later, but I'm 5 minutes deep into this recording and it's my sixth attempt, so I'm just going to roll with it. The mouse charges up, bam, deals damage to the tower, the outpost, turns them into ruins. It still has the wall keyword, it still has the towering keyword, but it no longer has the tower bond keyword, so doing damage to it won't do anything because now it's basically just an empty tile. And you can see that because it doesn't have health anymore. But you can also see that the castle should have taken damage. Again, that's something I'm going to investigate. Don't worry about it. So, that is the rough structure of a turn. When you're finished, you've done everything, you can't play any more units. You hit tab, pass to the opponent, and then the opponent's going to start making some moves as well. So, you see there, the mouse came up, it killed my crow, and then the cheetah killed my mouse. So, now I need to come up with some kind of response, because you can see the range on the cheetah, only 3, but it has pounce, which allows it to attack 3 tiles. And then the range on the mouse, again, 4 tiles, very fast, very quick. So, what am I going to do? I can use the unicorn, which also has the charge attack. I can summon the mamba, which has puncture. Puncture has septic, which allows it to deal an additional 1 damage when it deals any damage. So it'll deal a total of 2. And then agile, which allows it to move again after attacking. There's also crab, which has pitch. It's got tough, which reduces incoming damage. So I think I'm going to play the crab because tough is very, very good. So I'll do this and hope to sponge up some damage and prevent them going after my towers immediately. Now you can see that the pattern on pinch as well, because crabs strike out in both directions, it hits both the front and the back, so it's hitting multiple tiles at once. And pinch also has the keyword crush, which allows it to ignore the tough keyword. So if they play their own crab, your crab's going to go at it. Only got twofold, so I can't play Mamba. I've got Cockatrice, which will be unfolding next turn, which also has puncture, but it's got flight as well, so it's pretty good mobility-wise. Unicorn is going to be unfolding in 2 turns, so no point looking up there. Chimera, I might go with Chimera. You can see here that it strikes out in 3 directions at the same time, so it's quite good for zone control. And it's got a speed, health, and cost of 3, which is quite thematic. Crab can still move, but it can still attack, but it won't actually hit anything. So I think I'm just going to pass there and see what the AI does. So they summoned the leech and the cockatrice. They summoned... Oh, the cheetah got my outpost. The leech is going down this side. They summoned their own cockatrice. It's not looking too good. If the cockatrice was here, then that would be great because I could just move my crab here and take them both out. But it's at an awkward angle pattern-wise. So I think what I'm going to do... Oh, I can summon the worm. Let's summon the worm. So the worm costs 7, but the worm is kind of cracked. I should probably rebalance it. The worm has the thrash attack, and you can see it does 2 damage in every direction, and the attack has crush, meaning that it ignores the tough keyword. It's also got tough itself, and it's got 5 health, and it's got towering. The worm is very, very good, but you can see it costs 7, so all of these cards, I can't play them for 2 turns minimum. So, have to hope that whatever I draw next costs 4 or less. Alright, so what am I going to do here? The cheetah isn't a super big concern of mine just now because although it's got that movement, it can't actually get to my tower just now. So, I can go after... Let's use the worm and go here. But before we attack, let's move the crab up and go after the cockatrice. And then we'll use the worm to take care of the mouse. And then we've got the leech coming down this way. Fuck, I forgot about the leech. Alright, that's annoying. Alright, so they're going to summon a crow and a crab. They're going to go after my worm, but the worm's not going to take any damage. You can see some particle effects happening there. So the leech has the leech attack, which inflicts weaken So you could see there's some purple particles coming off of it, meaning that it's going to be weakened on its next turn. And you could also see that when the cockatrice used its septic attack on the worm, there was some like green poop doing additional damage there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kill both of those. Crab's going to go here and kill the crow. Then these two crabs are going to go at it. And then, fuck it, let's have a leech fight. Let's have a leech fight. So we'll go here and we'll go black. And then we'll pass. They summon the amphitheater. They're going after my worm. Let's kill like that. Didn't actually even kill though. Guess we'll send the leech to the middle. Anyway, I'm getting too involved in this now. Uh, that is the rough core game of Warigami. There's going to be an overworld. There's going to be a sort of roguelike structure to it. And these units that I've designed so far, they're all part of one of the sets, as it were. So there's going to be three sets. Three blocks, each with three sets in them. The first set is going to be critters, knights, and goblins. Very sort of basic fantasy stuff. But then as it goes on, there's going to be more interesting things like elementals and mushroom zombies and that kind of thing. Still working on those parts though. And then you'll get rewarded based on uh, how many from each set you're able to collect. There's going to be a deck building component. You're going to be able to alter cards, which is why you might have noticed that there are some creatures that have no keywords, but they still have keyword slots on their cards. So you'll be able to take them to a shop and buy additional keywords that you can then staple to them. Same with the attack. So you might be able to give tri-strike septic. So then it deals 6 rather than 3. Um, and just that kind of thing, stuff you would expect to see in a card builder, deck builder, roguelike. So yeah, that's the rough outline for Warigami. If you watched this far, I appreciate your interest. Let me know what you think if you have any thoughts at all. Yeah, thanks.